Yeah, I don't think Saylor is that far off. I think Bitcoin could easily end the year at new all-time highs. So that means getting north of about 125 up to 130,000. I think that because we continue to see strong inflows into Bitcoin ETFs, and I think you could see some positioning into Bitcoin in the end of the year by financial advisors who want to show their clients that they understand where this market is going. Whether we'll get all the way to 150, we'll have to see, but I wouldn't write off that probability. I do think the sellers are nearing exhaustion and the buyers are still relatively hungry. And when those two things sort of cross paths, again, I think we could end the year close or at new all-time highs. And if we're lucky, we'll get to Saylor's target as well.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now, guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge.
In this video, Matt Hougan will talk about crypto resilience, investor sentiment, and Bitcoin's potential rebound. Let's catch him up to know more.
It's a really interesting time in the market because it's almost a tale of two markets. Crypto retail is in max desperation. We've seen leverage blowouts. We've seen issues with vaults. We've seen issues with yield protocols. And the market for sort of crypto native retail is just more depressed than I've ever seen it. I think that market is close to a bottom. It's hard to find a crypto native investor who still has much enthusiasm for the market. I think the market is shifting into an institutionally driven market. And interestingly, that market is still bullish. When I go out and speak to institutions or financial advisors, they're still excited to allocate to an asset class that if you pan back and look over the course of a year is still delivering very strong returns. So my view of the market is we have to get through this retail flush out. We have to hit bottom from a sentiment perspective. I think we're very close to that. And then I'm optimistic that we rally into the end of the year and into 2026 as the institutional investors who are more maybe even keeled about what's going on at a fundamental level in crypto start to drive the market forward. So I'm optimistic, but we do have to finish this washout of retail sentiment. And again, I think we're closer to the end of that than the beginning, but there always could be a little bit more downside. Yeah, absolutely. I love crypto investments that give you two bets at once. And that's what you're getting with BSOL, right? You're betting that stablecoins and tokenization will be more important in 5 years than they are today. Solana has a role to play in that ecosystem. So if it just grows with the market, this could be a fantastic investment. And then, as you mentioned, you're betting that Solana will win a bigger share of that market. Ethereum is a clear leader. It's a fantastic, exciting protocol, but Solana is getting key wins. Just last week, we saw Western Union launch a stablecoin on Solana. So that's a bet I like as well. If both of those bets pay off, you could see this asset double, triple, maybe grow by 10x in the next few years. It's really exciting to get that exposure. And then the other piece you mentioned was the staking element. The real beauty of BSOL, our ETF, is not only does it give you exposure to Solana, but it stakes 100% of that Solana. So chasing after the 7% plus yields that are available to have one of the most exciting assets in one of the most exciting markets, stablecoins and tokenization, with phenomenal technology and real momentum, plus a 7% staking yield, I think that's part of why you've seen that $400 million plus flow into BSOL in just its first week on the market.
Bitcoin appears to be entering a pivotal moment as liquidity indicators align with patterns that have historically preceded major rallies. Analysts point to a surge in stablecoin supply and a sharp drop in Bitcoin reserves as signs that sideline capital is preparing to re-enter the market. The stablecoin supply ratio, SSR, has fallen back to its lower historical range around 13, a level that previously marked bottoms in mid-2021 and late 2024. Each time, Bitcoin followed with a strong upward move, suggesting that the current quiet phase could be the calm before another breakout. Data from CryptoQuant shows that Binance's stablecoin reserves are rising while BTC reserves are shrinking, reflecting growing buying power waiting to deploy. This liquidity buildup mirrors past accumulation phases that preceded major reversals. Analysts note that seller exhaustion and reduced volatility are key ingredients for a recovery, just as they were before Bitcoin's 190% surge in early 2024. Technically, BTC now trades within a falling wedge pattern, often a bullish reversal signal. A confirmed breakout above $107,000 could ignite a climb toward $124,000, its previous high, marking a crucial shift from consolidation to renewed bullish momentum across the crypto market.
Yeah, Bitwise is a leader in staking. We have a whole staking division, Bitwise On-Chain Solutions. So this is a critical part of investing in the crypto infrastructure. I think you're going to see many ETFs that were launched under the original regime, right, during the Gensler era SEC, let's say, migrate up to offer staking rewards. The pace at which they do that in the US is to be determined. It doesn't help. I'll add that the government is closed. That definitely slows us down from making those sorts of innovations. But we've been doing it in Europe for years. We're doing it with these new ETFs like Solana, and we're looking at it for our existing ETFs, and we'll upgrade where it makes sense. Investors don't want to miss out on that potential upside increment of returns that can be had through a high quality staking service.
So can we expect to see any more new spot crypto ETFs from Bitwise in the near future, perhaps tied to other altcoins? Are there any plans to offer even more new products like this?
Absolutely. We think there's demand for exposure to a large number of those altcoins. I think that you'll see assets like XRP and other major assets get their ETFs relatively soon. We've seen filings from the SEC, not talking about any specific filing, but we've seen those moving through the system. We're going to wake up in 6 months and investors are going to be able to use high quality, low cost ETFs to access the top 10, maybe top 20 ETFs. And then the next exciting thing beyond that is you're going to start to see ETFs that package those together in diversified exposures. Those index-based ETFs, I actually think could be one of the surprises of the market. I could think they could be, bigger even than the Ethereum ETF. So there is definitely more coming from Bitwise. We've entered the ETF era of crypto, and I think that's a very good thing for investors. Absolutely right. It's a fundamentally better technology and not just a little bit better. The analogy is between writing letters and sending emails. How many of us still write letters? They're very quaint. It's nice every 3 years when you receive one from a friend, but we write emails because it's faster, cheaper, 24/7. Dollars move already today over networks like Ethereum and Solana faster than they do over the largest banking networks in the world. Not just a little bit faster. I can move money anywhere in the world on a blockchain almost instantaneously for very little cost. I just think it's inevitable that all payments will move over stablecoin rails. All major assets will move over over blockchain-based rails. And it's not just me. You're hearing that from the head of the SEC. You're hearing that from the leadership of the largest asset managers in the world, like BlackRock. You're seeing it when every major Wall Street institution is launching a stablecoin and tokenization push. I think this will happen faster than people expect. Now that we have the Genius Act, now that we have regulation around these, that people aren't afraid to interact with them, I think we could wake up in just a few years, and this could be a dominant way that we pay for things, that we trade stocks, that we trade bonds, that we trade ETFs. This is a massive upgrade of our financial ecosystem. And again, I think it's coming faster than most people think.
Cathie Wood, the visionary CEO of ARK Invest, has adjusted her long-term outlook for Bitcoin, trimming her 2030 bull case target from $1.5 million to $1.2 million per token. The change, while significant, doesn't signal fading confidence, but rather reflects the evolving dynamics of the crypto market, particularly the rapid rise of stablecoins. These digital assets, pegged to fiat currencies like the US dollar, have increasingly taken on the transactional and cross-border use cases once envisioned for Bitcoin. Wood noted that stablecoins, quote, are usurping part of the role we thought Bitcoin would play, especially in emerging markets where their stability and liquidity are proving invaluable, end quote. Despite her revision, Wood remains deeply bullish on Bitcoin's long-term potential as digital gold. She believes institutional adoption and Bitcoin's role as a hedge against inflation and debt-driven economic pressure remain strong catalysts for growth. While her adjusted forecast may appear cautious, it still implies massive upside from current levels near $105,000. For investors, Wood's outlook underscores both the maturing competition within the crypto ecosystem and the enduring case for Bitcoin as a foundational store of value in the digital economy. If you have been watching so far, thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoinzilla for daily news all for free. That's all for today's video. Until next time.